Hey guys, what's up? PipSnipers here, back for another update. So in this XRP video, I'm going to be showing you the long-term chart of XRP within the span of 5 to 10 years. I'm going to be showing you the small time frame. I'm going to be showing you the bullish scenario and the bearish scenario. So let's get into this. Now, in this example I have pulled up here, this is an extended wave 1, okay? You have your wave 2, 3, 4, and 5 in similar lengths. Now, the point of this example is to show you that wave 1 is the largest wave. Now, over here, you see the exact same thing playing out with XRP. Okay, so we're not going to take a look at this hump over here because this was the birth of XRP on the blockchain. So it's given that you have that full retrace or full dump. So we're not going to take a look at this. We're going to start our wave count from over here. So this would be your wave 1, your wave 2, your wave 3, 4, and then your wave 5. Okay, now these 5 waves would formulate your extended wave 1. Okay, then what you have here is a corrective move. So obviously, after your 5 waves, we're going to go down, so we have an ABC move to the downside to form your W wave. Now we need to have a counter trend. Okay, so this is your counter trend. 5 wave move up to the upside to formulate your A wave in a leading diagonal. You have your B wave, and then you have your C wave hitting the 78.6% Fibonacci. Okay, now if you don't know what a leading diagonal is, you can see here that you'll have 5 waves, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You'll have a sharp B wave, and then another 5 wave move to the upside. Okay, now this is what a leading diagonal looks like. You see how you have 5 waves in a leading diagonal formation? You have a 3 wave move down for your B wave, and then you have your C wave up here. Okay? And then after we hit $1.95, you have your Y wave. Okay, so 3 wave move down, 3 wave move up, and then another C wave to the downside to formulate your Y wave. And then here are your 3 DCA zones. Okay, these would be the projected bear market bottom lows over here. So these are your DCA zones before we eventually see a rise to these targets that we've been talking about for years. Okay, you have a sharp wave 4, right? Because you had such a long wave 2, and you have your blow off top here, wave 5. Now, remember, the reason this wave 1, the reason it's shaped like this is because of the extended wave 1 theory, the extended wave 1 concept in the Elliott wave theory. Okay, so let's continue with these slides. Now, this is just a zoomed in photo over here. So now, if you take a look at this, this is a descending broadening wedge. So you have a 3 wave move to the downside, 3 wave move to the downside, a 3 wave move to the upside, and a 3 wave move to the downside again. Now, this may not be 3 waves, but it may be 5 waves. So instead of this being a WXY, it would be an ABC with a 3, 3, 5 Elliott wave flat pattern. Okay, so either way, the count would make sense. And let's see what else. Okay, now remember, once we hit these bottom targets, it is likely we see these targets over here. So all I did was take a simple fib from this high at $1.95 all the way down to the expected bear market low, and the 1.618 is perfectly hitting $10. So in my opinion, it's very possible, extremely possible, that we hit these targets if we come down here. Okay, now what I'm going to do here is I'm going to zoom in. I'm going to zoom in from over here to over here when Ripple won the lawsuit. and this is the wave count. Okay, 5 wave move up for your wave 1, a WXY, a 5 wave move up for your wave 3, a descending broadening wedge for your wave 4, and then you have your extended wave 5. So your wave 1, 2, your wave 3, 4, and then your 5. Now, a lot of people are asking me, why is your wave 5 sideways? Why doesn't your wave 5 go above this wave 3 over here? And that's simply because you have buyer exhaustion, because we had such a huge wave 3. Now, I remember in this wave 5 that we pulled here, everyone was buying. Everyone was becoming a buyer here because they were thinking we're going to go to $10 and these crazy high numbers. But little did they know, I was telling everyone that this is a truncated wave 5. Okay? When you have an explosive move up, you'll likely see buyer exhaustion. Okay, you see how this wave 5 fails to pierce the top of this wave 3 and really get going? So we see the exact same thing playing out over here. So you would start your wave count to the downside from over here rather than from over here. Okay, so we also see a 3 drives pattern. Okay, this is a bearish pattern and it perfectly played out. There's a reason why I was able to predict the 93-cent top over 7 months in advance, is because I saw this pattern playing out. Now, we don't even have to place waves on XRP. We can just take a look at patterns and liquidity. This is a descending broadening wedge. Okay, this is what a descending broadening wedge looks like. It's most commonly found in the cryptocurrency markets. You see I have 5 waves down here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So you see the exact same thing. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now, all of the people who were shorting up here, right? They're putting their stops above this line. All of the people who are longing here are putting their stops below this blue line. So what happens is we consolidate a bit, we go and hit their stops, which causes significant short covering and a crazy amount of shorts to show up in the system, causing a short squeeze, which we have. We go up to the top of the range, come back down to mid-range, and take out all of these stops that are placed above this blue line of all market participants who are selling the market up here. Okay? So now we've not only taken out your buy side liquidity, but we've also taken out your sell side liquidity. Okay? Now all we're doing is we're about to see a retrace up before we turn down to these levels down here to finish up our descending broadening wedge right down here. Okay. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you XRP's wave count from over here. You see this A wave? I'm going to show you it from over here. I was only showing you it from over here, but now I'm going to show you it from over here at this C wave. Okay? So you have your 3 waves up, you have your 3 waves down. So this is, and then you take out all of your buy stops, okay, causes a short squeeze. We rally to the top of the range, and then we finally bust through it for your wave 5 of your C wave. So this is a 3, 3, 5 Elliott wave flat pattern. And then over here, we have our 5 waves down. And then what it looks like is happening is we're having an ABC move to the upside, possibly hitting your 1 to 1.236 before we turn down, so we can formulate our wave 3, 4, and your wave 5. Now this is just an estimated trajectory, okay? So now it doesn't So now this wave 2, it doesn't have to come up to 63 and 59 cent. It can even go higher. Okay, it can go all the way up here before we see a move to the downside. Okay? Now, this is a continuation pattern. Don't mind the prices. These are in Canadian prices, but just want to show you what the pattern looks like. This is a bear flag pattern. So a bear flag continuation, and your 1-to-1 sits at around 13 cents US. Okay, now this is a trend line liquidity chart over here. So now for over 3 years, XRP has been holding this trend line. How devastating do you think it would be if we broke this trend line? People would be disgusted with crypto. They wouldn't even look at crypto. They wouldn't look at XRP ever again, right? They would just write it off as a loss. And then when all of the retail sell their bags at a loss, this is when BlackRock steps in and buys up all of your bags before we hit these higher targets, okay? So it looks like we still have a lot of liquidity down here. I think it would be very devastating for a lot of XRP holders if this trend line broke, okay? Now this is a 3-year long trend line. So think about how many stops are over here that need to get triggered. Okay. Now I'm going to show you the bullish scenario on XRP. So now the bullish scenario is that our correction is done. And this what we see here. What we see here is a failure in our C wave. Okay. So you have a 3-wave move to the downside, a 3-wave move to the upside, and then another 3-wave move down. Okay, now what you're forming here is a 3-year long wedge. Okay, and you're also forming a ascending triangle, which we broke out of. Now we're just coming back to retest this wedge over here before we see some continuation to the upside. Now your technical target for this wedge is sitting at around $4.89 to around $6.76. Okay. Here would be your intermittent targets. And you also would have a bullish backtest of a 2-year long resistance. So you see how we were rejecting for over 2 years off this resistance. Now we've came above it, we've went above it, and now we're just coming back to retest it as support. Okay, now this is a failure in C. You see how your B wave fails to breach the top of your A wave and your C wave fails to breach the bottom of your A wave? Well, this is no different. Okay, now this may be a flat pattern. However, you still have that similar structure playing out. Okay, now if we look a little closer on the 1-week chart, you have a bullish weekly hammer highlighted in green. Now, it is absolutely critical that bulls stay above this green zone. Because let me tell you something, if bulls lose this green zone over here, then it will not be good for XRP. We will most definitely, not financial advice, of course, we will most definitely, if we break this 786, head for those lower targets. So bulls want to see us stay above this green zone. And in order to confirm that this scenario is possible, right over here, we need to get over this red zone, right? Because remember that this move over here, sorry, let me just try to find it here, my apologies. This move that we're going to have here, it may go up all the way to to the 786 and the 702. So remember, we can come all the way up here to this 786 and this 702 and then turn down, right? For a very explosive wave 3. So just remember that. Remember that bulls need to see a daily or a weekly close above this red zone, and we must, again, stay above this green zone. So now over here in XR, okay, so now over here on XRP, you have an inverted head and shoulders pattern, right? With XRP consolidating over the neckline and your technical target of 54 cents. Now remember, this is for the small time frame. Over here you have an A, B, and it looks like we're coming up for your C wave with your red fibs being your reversal points. Okay? Now, this C wave does not have to hit your 100%. It can go to any of these red fibs before turning over. This is another perspective on the small time frame. You have all of your sell stops of market participants above this range and your buy stops below this range. We went down, we capitulated and took out all of your buy stops, caused a short squeeze and significant short covering, which caused a move back into the range. And we're looking for a move higher above the range to take out all of your sell stops, okay, before we see a reversal. Now remember, XRP doesn't have to reverse at these levels. It can come up all the way to the 786 before we see some downwards movement. Now, if you guys like the content and you enjoyed it, please like and subscribe and follow me on Twitter. And if you enjoyed the video, please share it to at least one friend. I wouldn't be able to do this without you guys. Hope you guys enjoyed. Peace out and take it easy. See you in the next one.